There we go. And the night game is on, finally.
Hey gang, this is Tim from Tim on the Fly, and welcome to part 3 of the night game. In part 1, we talked about why fly fishing at night is a good idea, and talked about a couple of things that you can do to practice and get ready for fishing in the dark. In part 2, we discussed some of the gear that you'll need at night. This is part 3, where we're going to put it all together. We're going to take it out on the water and see if we can't catch a few fish. One thing I'll tell you right off the bat, most of the film that you're going to watch is taken right before dark, and turns out there's a reason for that, because while the fishing was really good after dark, while I was editing, one thing I realized was that watching a black screen and somebody talking is kind of boring, so I tried to do as much as I could while there was something for the eyes to see, as well as, you know, seeing some fish caught and listening to me tell you what's going on. But anyway, that's enough talk. Let's get to the fishing.
Okay, we're going to start out the evening with something with a little bit of flash to it and a little bit of weight. I don't want something real heavily weighted, because if this does turn out to work well and I fish it into the dark, I don't want that much. I don't want it to be too hard to cast. And chances are, if we get what we're hoping for in the night situation, the fish will be in close and they'll be in fairly shallow, and we aren't going to want to dig down into the rocks anyway. So hopefully this will get us going. If nothing happens, it starts getting on towards dark a little more, I'll probably switch to an unweighted streamer of some sort to take advantage of the light near the surface and to make it, again, easier to cast. So we're just going to kind of prospect with this weighted fly until it gets dark and see where they're at in the water column. If they're consistently where we need to have the weight to get down to them, then that's great. If we start finding them a little shallower up, then we'll switch that unweighted fly and make things a little easier on ourselves. I feel like it's very big, but it's a start. Kind of tells us we're on the right track. Looks like it might be a crappie. Sure is. Yep, decent sized crappie. So, there we go. So that tells us we're on the right track. If we catch more like him, then we'll know we're really on the track and it's not a fluke. I am starting to see a few fish, so I mean, we might have a little bit of an evening bug hatch, because I've seen a few fish starting to roll the water, but I'm still going to stick with this weighted fly for a while and see what happens. But if I start seeing more fish rolling on top of the water, I'll switch to that weightless streamer before it gets too dark to tie knots without my light. That's the big goal there, is to try to do as little as you can knot-wise and things like that once it gets dark. If you can figure out your fly before you have to start changing things up in the dark, then things go a lot easier. Your knots tend to be a lot better when you can see in good light. Of course, we've got our headlamp if you need it, but you're better off using it as little as you can. All right, here we go again. Let's see what we got here. He hit a little further out, but he still hit that. Oh, we got drum. Species count's coming along. That's good. But see, he still hit that polar chenille scrap that we were throwing, black and chartreuse. Where are you hooked, buddy? There we go. Not a bad little fish. Glad you came to the party, but let's get you back in the water. Swim away. So it's dusk and things are starting to pick up, so that's a good sign. We're supposed to have a full moon tonight, so things may not get really good until the moon comes up. The only problem is the clouds are moving in, so I don't know how that's going to affect it. That crappie hit on a fairly fast retrieve. The drum hit on a slower retrieve. we'll keep kind of alternating between those two. And the other thing that very commonly comes in around here is white bass. And so we might try some even faster retrieves to see if we can't get their attention. There we go. That okay, now we got something with a little more size to him. We got something that's taken long. Oh, he come loose. Darn it. Come loose. I think he might have broke me off. Okay, so when I lost that other fish, it turned out that I did not have another one of those polar chenille scrats in that color. So I went to a Clouser minnow in the same color pattern, and that seems to be producing. And we've got a third species. We got ourselves a little white bass here on that little Clouser. And so, whoops, he's going to turn himself loose, it looks like. Come on, get out of there, little guy. Just a little black and white kind of Clouser with a pine squirrel strip for the back. And we'll see if we can't get more of those white bass to take him. We're kind of in the micro Clouser range here, but evidently small is not a problem. So let's go out and see what we can get. All right, getting a little darker. Got another fish on here. When he hit, I thought he was something big, but he's turning out not to be. That might be another drum. Yep. Another drum. Get a little light on him so we can see him a little better. You can kind of see the effect that green light has. It'll be even more pronounced later on when it gets a little darker. There we go. Get him back in the water. And off he goes. Turn the light off. And then off we go. And we got something going on here. Feels like it might have a little more to it. Ourselves another white bass, and he looks like he's getting a little bit bigger this time. There we go. Still using that Clouser. And there we go. Get him back in the water. Off he goes. We're on again. It's starting to pick up a little. See what we got here. I think the whites are starting to come in because I think this is another one. Feels like we might have a little more weight. Get our light on. Oh yeah. They are definitely getting bigger as the night wears on. That little micro Clouser right in the corner of his mouth there. There we go. Get my light on him. Back in the water and off he goes. Maybe, if he can figure out which way out is. There he goes. It's just that little micro Clouser. Now, one thing the green light doesn't do very well on, that you can kind of tell from this, is it doesn't give you very good color clarity. So if we had to go changing flies or changing colors or something, then we'd want to turn on the white light to figure out what we got. Because right now in the green, this chartreuse and black looks black and white. But Luckily the fish can tell the difference. So let's get the light off before the bugs come in and get back out on the water and get us some more. Alright, we got another good one out here. This one feels like he might be a little bigger than the rest of them. No, he's not. He's just a little feistier. That's okay though. We'll take him. There we go. I'm going to take a little time here and show you the difference between the blue light and the green. There he is under the green. There he is under no light. And there he is under the blue. I like the... Yeah, I think you get better visibility under the green and you don't draw nearly as many bugs in. Oh, he took that one down a little bit. He's going to be a forceps jobber. Now we got you. Back in the water you go. Alright, so here we go. Littler guy this time. But we'll take him. We can get a hold of him. You got to be kind of careful at night because fins are flying just like in the day. You just can't quite see them as well sometimes. But he was polite enough to just get hooked in the corner of the mouth. Nice little guy there. But we've had bigger ones tonight. We've had littler ones tonight. We're to the place now where we're getting them just not quite on every cast, but pretty close together, and the moon's not even up yet. So hopefully it'll just get better and better. But you can see why we play the night game. Hopefully this video or this series of videos will help you get your night game on and go out and catch some more fish than you normally would in the summertime and open up a few more opportunities. We'll get him back in the water and get back out to fishing, but I think I'm going to turn off the camera for a while. So until next time, good luck with the fishing and tight lines. We'll see you in the next one.